Namaskar and good morning. Today we will take a look at a premier NBFC, non-banking finance company, Bajaj Finance Limited. All of you would have heard. Bajaj Finance Limited is a subsidiary of Bajaj Finance, part of the Rahul Bajaj Group. Founder is also Rahul Bajaj. Bajaj Finance is mainly engaged in the business of lending. It has a diversified lending portfolio across retail customers, SME customers, and commercial customers, with a significant presence in both urban India and rural India. For enabling this lending, it gets money. Where from? It accepts public deposits and corporate deposits and offers a variety of financial services products to its customers. Now, it has been a very successful company, and it has been making good sales and good profits all along. Yeah, very consistent player in the NBFC domain. Now, for reducing the cost further, it is digitizing all of its transactions. Now, Bajaj Finance, how is it borrowing? At what cost? The cost is very low at 8%. That makes it possible to attract very good borrowers. See, 8% it is getting its funds, but it may be giving out at 11% or 12%, something like that, depending upon the type of transaction. So, actually it is borrowing from three, four different sources: money markets, banks, public deposits, etc. Now, in the deposits made by the retail segment, there has been a significant increase of 92% year on year in the current quarter. 92% increase in public deposits. So, public has got lot of confidence in Bajaj Finance. Now, Bajaj Finance has got a ready-made, reliable source of borrowers. It is the largest financier for Bajaj auto vehicles, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and that provides a significant customer base for Bajaj Finance. No, Bajaj Finance itself is a subsidiary of Bajaj Finance, but Bajaj Finance has got two more subsidiaries. One is Bajaj Housing Finance. The Housing Finance wing has assets under management of 35,492 crores, very significant. 35,492 crores is the AUM maintained by Bajaj Housing Finance. The second subsidiary is Bajaj Finance Securities Limited. It acts in the depository business and also acts as a stockbroker and depository participant. Now, Bajaj Finance Limited grants loans how? Against securities generally, loans to financial institutions group, working loans and growth capital loans to various companies. In the recent past, it has fully exited, it has come out of one type of loan, that is warehouse receipt financing business. Somehow it did not find it attractive. Now, for rural lending, it has got 19,600 points of presence. Bajaj Finance Limited has 19,600 places where it can lend. Its assets under management are equivalent to 13,328 crores, an increase of 44% year on year. Now it has got 2,814 full-fledged branches across India. 1,604 are in rural areas. Its NPS are very less, one of the lowest among NBFCs. For financial year 2020, net NPA was as low as 0.65%. Now, how is it able to do it? You might have heard of data analytics and machine learning. These are very popular data management tools in the recent past. So it employs that data analytics and machine learning extensively. It is still extending further. But what is the flip side? 56% of its loan book consists of personal loans, consumable durable loans, two to three-wheeler, three-wheeler, and other unsecured loans, which are a high risk segment and vulnerable to economic cycles. So what does it mean? See, economic cycles, the sales of Bajaj Auto and other two-wheeler, three-wheeler manufacturers goes up and down frequently. So that is what is meant by economic cycles here. In some years, Bajaj Auto their sales may come down, in which case Bajaj Finance sales also will come down. So economic sales cycles will be there. Now, what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats of Bajaj Finance? High trailing 12 months EPS growth. See, EPS, Bajaj Finance EPS has been growing steadily during the last 12 months. Good quarterly growth in the latest result. Growth in net profits and net profit margin quarter on quarter also. Year on year will be there, but quarter on quarter also NPT has grown, net profit has grown, net profit margin also has grown. In the last 3 quarters, revenue has increased, profit has increased. Promoters' pledge is 0, very significant. Bajaj Finance promoters have not lent their holdings, even 1%. Then, in the latest results also, or earlier also, operating profit and operating profit margin are going up always. In the last 5 years, company has delivered a good net profit growth of 30.79% CAGR. Now, these are its strengths. Now, let us look at its weaknesses. Now, the latest price, LTP, last transaction price, was lower than S3. Negative breakdown at third support. Stop loss 3 is higher than the last traded price. So that is a negative point actually. If you do not know much about technical, just assume that even at S3 LTP is lower. Bearish engulfing. Again, it is a technical point. In other words, presently, in the last few days maybe, bearish strength, bearish signaling is going on. While promoters have not pledged anything, It is a NBFC, therefore debt is high. So that is also a weakness. High debt is a weakness for any company, more so for Bajaj Finance. But it is taking money and lending very heavily. That is its strength also. Taking debt is a negative point, weakness, but lending it at a higher rate is a positive point. Another weakness is promoters have decreased their shareholding slightly, not much but slightly. Price weak momentum in the recent past. You might have seen, those of you who are watching Bajaj Finance would have seen that actually the price is going down, even though the performance in the last quarter was very good. So weak momentum. Now stock is trading at 8.78 times of its book value. See, stock and book value should have some parity. Maybe stock price may be twice the book value, or even thrice for finance companies. But 8.78 times is a weakness. That means the price is very high. Company has low interest coverage ratio. See, debt is high means interest is high. Now, whether the company has got adequate reserves to cover the interest rate? No. It has got a low interest coverage ratio. So, it might be capitalizing its interest cost. What are the opportunities? So, we are examining SWOT, SWOT analysis. Opportunities. One of the opportunities is brokers have got a lot of confidence in Bajaj Finance. They have upgraded their recommendations and the target price in the recent past. The brokers are very confident. You also can be confident. High analyst rating. Not only brokers but analysts. They are also very bullish on Bajaj Finance. Now the provision for bad debts has come down in the recent results. Now threats. What are the threats? Increasing trend in non-core income. See, any company should focus on core income. Here, the core income is the interest derived from the borrowers. On the other hand, Bajaj Finance is also getting non-core income. That is increasing. That's not good for the company. High price earning. We have already seen price is high. So, one website, Money Control, has given it 65% pass, but said presently the technicals are bearish and it is a mid-range performer right now. Bajaj Finance has released a press release. There it has stated some points. We will see that also. Highest ever profit after tax. That is, in the history of Bajaj Finance Limited, latest Q4 results show the highest ever profit after tax of 2,420 crores. Highest ever profit after tax of 7,028 crores for the whole year, FY22. Highest ever assets under management, 1,97,450 crores for FY22. New loans booked in Q4 grew by 15% year on year. Customer franchise is at 57.5 million. Impressive. Net interest income in Q4 is 6,068 crores. Last year it was 4,689 crores. From there it has grown about 30%. Capital adequacy ratio is very good at 27.22. Loan losses and provisions are 702 crores. That is, it has come down. Provisions have come down to 702 crores from last year's 1231 crores. Now let us see some of the points in the results. Revenue 2021 year 6,851 crores, that is March. Then June 2021 6,742 crores. Then September it has shot up to 7,731 crores. December, that is Q3, 8,533 crores, and Q4 is 8,627 crores. 26% growth year on year. Likewise, interest has grown, expenses also have grown, financing profit has grown two times, more than 2.5 times. Profit before tax has grown, net profit has grown to 2,420 crores in Q4, which is more than 80% year on year. EPS also has grown. When profit grows and equity stays same, EPS grows. It is now 39.96 rupees. Earlier it was 22.35 5 years ago. Now gross NPAs are at around 1.6%. Net NPAs are at 0.68%. Now if you look at the profit and loss accounts also, last 3 years, because is it a one-time phenomenon? See the latest result. No. All along it has been proving its merit. Revenue has grown from 26,000 crores to 31,000 crores. 26,000, 27,000, 31,000. Like that. Now profit before tax from 7,300, of course that was 3 years ago. Then it came down in 2021, 5,992 crores. You can imagine why. COVID. And latest year it has shot up to 9,504 crores profit before tax. And net profit similarly, 3 years before it was 5,264 crores. Then it has fallen to 4,420 crores due to COVID, etc. And latest year it has again shot up to 7,028 crores, and we hope in the years to come it will further shoot up. EPS has grown. Annual EPS is now 116 rupees last year. Dividend payout is impressive at 17%. Sales have grown in the last 3 years at 20% per annum growth rate. Profit has grown in the last 12 months at 59%. Impressive, no? Price also is going up. Not at the rate that we want, but it is going up. Return on equity also is going up. Last year it was 17%. Cash flows are not bad, and most of the cash flows are coming here from financing activity. The operating activity is actually a minus figure. Investing activity is a marginal plus figure, but financing activity is the real hero. Return on equity is 17%. Now, what is the shareholding of the promoters? That is Bajaj, Rahul Bajaj and others. Promoters hold 55.86% shareholding. FIIs hold 21.41%. So, FIIs have got sufficient or more than sufficient confidence in Bajaj Finance. Domestic institutions have got 11.22%. Public have hardly 11.15%. So I don't want to tell more than this. There are so many things. Bajaj Finance is doing very well. Now that COVID problems are somewhat decreased, Bajaj Finance may be able to lend much more than earlier, and it will prove its worth. So, but price is high. Now, 100 shares, something like 64,000 or 65,000 to 68,000. But the brokers and analysts have given huge recommendation. Go ahead and buy. That's what they said. I am not saying that. I want you to examine and go for it. Yes, of course, I have a small, very small, just 100 shares in Bajaj Finance Limited. Thank you. I will be back with you with another very good company. Mostly I will give good companies only. You won't lose in the long term. My videos are intended for long term investors. Hold it for a few years. You will see very good profits. Thank you. I'll be back again with you sometime later.